Hi, welcome back to the Widebody Performance Engineering YouTube channel. Today we're going to get back to working on the fender flares because I want to get them done, and there's actually some possible warm weather here on the horizon, so see if we can get these painted and be done with them, because I want them on the car so when it gets warm enough to start testing, we can start testing. So anyway, you can kind of see here with that back one off how wide that rear tire is. That's a 335. Normally I run a 345 slick, but you can see the fender's been heavily modified. I didn't do that. Somebody did that before me. I just made it better and then made flares for it. So yeah, we might also work on the spoiler today, because I don't know if I mentioned, but this one's done. It's ready for paint, so I only got one more to go over here. And it's ready for just regular Bondo. So I kind of figured that's what we'd do today. We'll get this one Bondoed, and then we can work on the spoiler while it's setting, and then we can swap back, Bondo the spoiler, and then sand this one. And hopefully only do it once, but maybe twice. So we'll see. And then hopefully get some primer on them, give them another sand, and then paint them and be done with them. All right, well, enough talking. Time to get to work. All right, so I got my filler here with my hardener. If you could see the blue in there. So now I'm just going to knead it to mix it. I mixed up a pretty good sized batch here because I'm just going to go to town with this stuff, and then we'll sand it off, because this stuff stands off a lot easier than the green fiberglass stuff, so I don't mind overusing it a little bit. And I just mix it till I don't see any more blue streaks, or the filler is a little bit lighter. It gets darker because of the blue. So yeah, now I'm just going to kind of go to town with it. And just smear it as many places as I can, just to fill in whatever voids there are, scratches, holes, whatever, because the green stuff doesn't spread as good, so it leaves small holes sometimes. I'm sure if I was better at spreading it, it wouldn't leave holes, but it is what it is. And in some places I will put it on there kind of thick, just to give me something to sand. Like down here. It'll definitely take probably at least 2 coats of this stuff. One thick one and then one small one to go back and clean up whatever I missed. I need to get moving because I'm on the clock here when this stuff starts to set. Okay, keep moving. See, it's starting to goo on me there because I was playing with it too much. It's starting to get hard on me, so I'm just going to smear it in this big gap here that I've been needing to get rid of before it sets on me, because it's setting fast. Yeah, it is what it is. Alright, let me clean up and we'll let that set. Alright, I got the spoiler off the car now, and I'm going to go ahead and I want to scuff this down with some 220 sandpaper. And I'm not going to prime this, I'm just going to go ahead and paint it black and call it good enough. And then this one I got to sand and file a little bit of that fiberglass off. So let me start by scuffing this down real nice. Make sure we roll this edge so it's nice and soft. Alright, good enough for that. One thing I did fail to mention earlier is I did weigh this, and it weighs just barely over 2 pounds. So, not too bad. It's pretty light. It's pretty rigid. Hopefully it'll make some downforce. That's another thing too, is I'm in the process of getting 4 ride height sensors. So hopefully if I got time before race season, or I could start doing it during race season, get those ride height sensors mounted so we can actually see the effect the downforce has on the car. If we can measure it going down the road at 10 mile an hour, and then see if the car squats when you go 60 mile an hour. And then we can calculate how much it squats by versus the spring rate, and we can figure out in a ballpark how much downforce we're making. Anyway, hopefully that works out. Problem is, where I put the computer in the car, it's hard to get to. I got to pull the seat out of the passenger side, and I'm still laying upside down So I might do some research into switch into a put a CAN module in the back with sensor inputs for the wheel speed back there and the 2 ride height sensors, and maybe even put my fuel sender on there. So that eliminates some of the wiring in the back, and at the same time maybe speed up the signals for the ABS sensors, because I run SN95 ABS on this car using the Holley computer, the Holley Dominator, to control it. And the only problem I have with it is the sensors are just not very responsive. You know, when you get rolling, they don't read until 7 miles an hour, and then sometimes when you stop, they drift past when you actually physically stopped. So if I can get the signal faster, it'd help with traction control and the responsiveness of the ABS. So anyway, I kind of went off on a tangent there. I keep forgetting if I put the microphone down there, it makes noise against me. Alright, so I'm going to move this out of the way for now. That's where you're going, so I can look at this. Start sanding on it, or actually I'm going to start filing on it first. Alright, I need to flip it over and look at the what it looks like here. So yeah, there's a couple spots that need to be filled in right there. So I'm gonna take a break and clean this up, and I'll mix up some more little green filler and fill in the spots that need to be finished up. I'm hoping to get this done today. I am tired of sanding. I want to be painting and be done with it. Back on the car, ready to roll. Alright. Okay, so I need to mix up a little bit of filler to get this little spot right here. I tried to zoom the camera in a little bit to see if that helps. Anyway, let me get my filler mixed up here. Alright, so I don't want to go crazy on this because don't want to do more sanding. So I just gotta kind of try to squeeze it in there without putting too much excess. Need to make sure it's a little bit higher, so I at least got something to sand down to. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Just guarantee that it's gonna be higher. So get a little more in there. It's hard to get it to go where you want it sometimes. It's like playing with snot. Alright, that's as far as I'm gonna go there first for a minute. I'm gonna fix some of the spots on the bottom here. Like just need a little bit more right in the corner, right there. All right. Keep smearing it. Alright, we'll come back to that in a minute when it sets just a hair. Let me see what's going on the other side. I need to fill this in right here, because it got dinged. So let's just wad some on there. Especially on the back side. I think we got most of it. Make sure we're not touching where we don't need to be. Alright, there's another spot right here that needs to be filled in. Sometimes holes can be stubborn because it's hard to get the air to go out to let the filler go in. That's where the what do you call it is better. The regular Bondo, because it's lighter, it'll go into those holes easier. What are we doing here? I'm just making a mess. Just making a mess. Let me look at it. I remember that. Yeah, so sometimes it's better just to fill it in with your finger, because you just make a mess if you try to do it any other way. Okay, that looks good down there. Did I mess this guy up? Not too bad. How are we looking down here? Alright, so I still got a little left. Okay. See if I can't build that up to make sure I won't have to do this again. So now it's starting to get a little snottier, so now I can try to it's like right here on the top where it needs to have a nice triangle shape, and of course that's where it doesn't want to go. I'm just going to end up having to sand and file and possibly do this again. It's just the way it goes. Alright. Let me get all the excess. Is there any more holes that need to be filled? No, nothing I'm worried about. Alright. I want to make sure my spoiler edge is cleaned up. No, it doesn't look bad. So just puff up a little more up top there. There we go. Stay up there. Anyway, we'll go back. We can go back and hit it with some regular filler later. See, here's where there's way too much. That's just going to be a lot of sanding. For no reason. Alright. Let that dry and we'll start sanding on the fender flare again. Alright, so the spoiler is down there drying. I'm going to go ahead and get started on the fender. It's set enough to file now and start sanding. See if we can't get this thing done. So close. Here we go. You can see that's thick. That's going to be some work. I may take it outside and use a rotary tool. Yeah, I'm going to take it outside and I'm going to knock all this down with a die grinder. So so give me a second. Alright, for all you guys that constantly ask me why I never use power tools, well, here you go. It's finally warm enough that I can come out here and use power tool. I have my die grinder set on a real low setting so that if you push down too hard, it kind of stalls out. See, I can't even turn it. That way it doesn't dig in. Alright, I'm going to go back to hand sanding after I take a break. Let me blow this off first. Whew, dusty. So I brought this one back in the shop and I started sanding on it a little bit and just realized that I'm about ready to be done for the day. So yeah, this is where we're going to end the video. No, they're not done yet. We're close. This one needs a little more finish sanding and then possibly a little more filler on this side. And then the spoiler just needs a little more sanding and a little bit of filler, but it's just a little bit. And then I need to finish sanding the whole thing down. But hopefully for the next video we'll paint these and hopefully get them back on the car. Thanks for watching today, and please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Widebody Performance Engineering channel.